Hello folks, I'm Max, the Indie Anchor, and on this week we'll be discussing some of the dumbass decisions that WWE made while I was on holiday hiatus. So to start with, let's talk about the firing of motherfucking William Regal. Probably the most underrated technical wrestler to ever breathe air, in the likes of a Dean Malenko or, Fit Finlay. One of those guys who should have had the world title around his waist, never did for one reason or another. The company just didn't have any faith in him, drug habit. Maybe they were a bit of a bully in some cases. But the point being, the man has an extensive career spanning over 30 years. He's been a tag team wrestler, he's been a singles wrestler, he's been a multiple-time mid-card champion. He's been running NXT successfully since, I don't even know when, like 2014? Something like that? Maybe a little longer? It's kind of a tragic thing to take the guy who was running probably the best of the three shows that you had, and just because you're mad at Triple H or they didn't win the ratings war with AEW, you decide to give them this great resource, which was Jim Cornette's opinion, and I'm absolutely with him. Like, what the hell are you doing? They need people over there to train the new talent that they need to bring up. So what am I going to do? I'm going to fire William Regal and basically give him to AEW. So don't be surprised when you hear about, William Regal is all elite. That was a dumb decision. Dumb. I repeat, dumb. Now, to put somebody in his place, because I'm sure he'll become some sort of authority figure, they put, Vince McMahon's testicle juggler, Bruce Prichard, in that position. The ultimate yes man, a guy who will not stand up to anyone, not even a 7-year-old girl with a skin knee crying on the sidewalk. And here we go. We are going to get whatever Vince McMahon wants on NXT, which was the reason to watch NXT, because Vince wasn't paying attention. It completely flew under his radar, so we actually got a good show. Instead of incest angles, Triple H fucking a corpse, shit like that. Just saying. Mae Young giving birth to a hand, remember that gem? Look for more of that in NXT. I wager there's going to be at least 2 marriage angles in 2022. We will see. Okay. Now, on the other list of dumb decisions, I don't even know whether to call this a dumb decision or somebody else just calling you out on your bullshit, but MLW and Court Bauer have decided that, it's time to sue these asswipes. Mainly because apparently MLW had 2 deals with Vice Television and Tubi, the free TV app owned by Fox. And since Fox was already affiliated with the WWE, and Viceland shows a lot of wrestling-related programming, Vince McMahon pulled out his cock, slapped it on the table, and, said, you can't do business with these people because you're doing business with me. So he's actively blocking opportunities and contracts for other wrestling companies. And to me, this just shows that you're scared. You're afraid. You know that the best era in television, Court Bauer, was on your writing team. Holy shit, he's given the world a product that reminds them of the days when 8 million people a week were watching. Okay? 8 million people. Let's put that into perspective. Now they're lucky to get 1.5 on any one of their shows. Okay? NXT sometimes falls down to 500,000. Fucking Booker T's podcast and weekly wrestling show has 500,000. Al Snow's OVW is in more households in America than AEW or Raw, only following SmackDown. They're on affiliated networks all across the country. So, should be interesting to see how this lawsuit goes, because I think court really has something here. And another thing I noticed, Now, both of these guys have been fired now, and Triple H is the one who hired them, and it makes me wonder if Triple H ain't watching MLW. They swooped 3 guys right out from MLW because MLW said, hey, we signed them to X contract or whatever, and 3 or 4 weeks later, you hear that the WWE picked them up. And those 3 guys, very recognizable: Matt Riddle, Karrion Kross, Timothy Thatcher. Now, Kross and Thatcher have since been released because they were Triple H guys. Nothing happened to Matt Riddle because Vince McMahon thinks he's funny, and as we all know, that ensures you a lifetime career with something at least like the 24/7 title. No offense, R-Truth, but we all know that's why you're there, buddy. Otherwise, you wouldn't be hanging out in catering if you couldn't make the boss laugh. Love you to death. Keep doing what you're doing. Take the billionaires' money. I apologize. And run with it. But, yeah. Be interesting to see where those guys go. I hope that Kross and Thatcher end up back in MLW, obviously, because I'm a huge MLW mark. But AEW looks good for Kross. Thatcher, he might not have quite big enough a name to really make their radar just yet. But we'll see. You know, there's always AEW Dark where they tend to try out their talent, check out the indie people, whatever. But, like I said, we'll see. You know, and another one of these dumb decisions comes with the firing of the Road Dogg. Okay, so Road Dogg, Triple H's buddy, yet again, Nick Khan on this Purge Everything Paul Levesque. And so we get rid of the Road Dogg. I bet you that Shawn Michaels is backstage right now reliving when he wore those brown tights. So, yeah. The only thing that might protect Michaels, just his legendary status, and the fact that for some reason, after all the times he screwed over Vince McMahon, Vince still sees him as an asset and kind of likes him. Now, lastly, definitely not a dumb decision, because it was on the part of Scotty Too Hotty. Before this wave of firings, Scotty Too Hotty kind of looked around the room and went, probably a good time to get the fuck out of this joint. And he wasn't wrong. Okay, he's already wrestled for Game Changer Wrestling, and Scotty Too Hotty, minus taking one final run in whatever company he wants to wrestle in, would be another great asset for AEW to pick up as training, especially some of the guys his size, you know, some of the light heavyweights, and bring them, a little bit off of the top rope with some mat-based technical wrestling, because that's where a lot of them are kind of weak. And when I say kinda, I mean really weak. So, that's all I got for you this week. But remember to like, share, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at Max@TheIndieAnchor. And I will see you for the review of Championship Wrestling from Atlanta whenever they air another episode, because they haven't yet. Peace, folks.